Imagine a city beneath the waves. Picture a bustling metropolis, now silent and serene, submerged under the ocean's surface. Sunlight filters through the water, casting an ethereal glow on buildings. Fish dart between skyscrapers, creating a surreal blend of nature and human architecture. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie, it's a vision of what our future could hold if we don't take action. This could be the reality of coastal cities by 2100. Imagine iconic landmarks, now underwater and streets turned into canals. Rising sea levels driven by climate change threaten to reshape our world in unprecedented ways. The melting of glaciers and ice caps is accelerating this process. As temperatures rise, glaciers and ice caps melt at an alarming rate. This isn't just a distant problem, it's happening right now. This melted ice flows into the ocean, causing sea levels to rise. The impact is felt globally, affecting ecosystems and human settlements alike. Coastal cities, home to millions of people worldwide, face an uncertain future. These urban areas are particularly vulnerable to the encroaching sea. The ground beneath their feet is literally disappearing. Erosion is eating away at the land, making it difficult to maintain infrastructure and homes. The prospect of cities underwater may seem like a distant threat, but the reality is that we are already seeing the early signs of this transformation. However, the signs of rising sea levels are already visible today. High tides are encroaching on city streets, and coastal flooding is becoming more frequent. Coastal erosion, more frequent flooding, and saltwater intrusion into freshwater sources are just a few examples. These issues are not just environmental, they have profound social and economic impacts. The time to act is now. We must take immediate steps to mitigate these effects and protect our coastal cities. The future of our urban landscapes depends on the actions we take today. Sea level rise is not a uniform phenomenon. It is a complex issue influenced by a variety of factors that differ from one region to another. It varies depending on factors such as ocean currents, land subsidence, and the rate of ice melt. Ocean currents can redistribute water across the globe, while land subsidence can cause some areas to sink, exacerbating the effects of rising seas. Additionally, the rate at which glaciers and icebergs melt contributes significantly to the overall rise in sea levels. However, the overall trend is clear. The oceans are rising, and they are doing so at an accelerating pace. This acceleration is driven by the increasing temperatures of our planet, which cause thermal expansion of seawater and further melting of ice. Scientists estimate that global sea levels have risen by about 8 to 9 inches since the late 19th century. This historical data provides a stark contrast to the present day, highlighting the rapid changes our planet is undergoing. This may not seem like much, but even small changes in sea level can have significant impacts. Coastal flooding becomes more frequent and severe, eroding shorelines and damaging infrastructure. The increased salinity can also affect freshwater supplies and agriculture. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable, as they are often low-lying and densely populated. These regions face the dual threat of rising sea levels and increased storm surges, which can lead to devastating consequences for communities and economies. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the leading international body for the assessment of climate change, projects that global sea levels could rise by another 1 to 4 feet by 2100. This projection underscores the urgent need for action to mitigate climate change and adapt to its impacts. However, these projections are uncertain and depend on future greenhouse gas emissions. The choices we make today regarding energy use, deforestation, and industrial practices will determine the extent of future sea level rise and its impact on our world. Faced with the threat of rising seas, architects and engineers are exploring innovative solutions. One such solution is the concept of floating cities. Imagine self-sufficient communities built on platforms that rise and fall with the tides. These cities could provide safe and sustainable living spaces for coastal populations. Floating cities offer several advantages. They are inherently resilient to sea level rise, as they can adapt to changing water levels. They can also be designed to be environmentally friendly, incorporating renewable energy sources and sustainable waste management systems. Designing and constructing floating cities pose significant engineering challenges. The platforms must be stable enough to withstand waves and storms, while also being buoyant enough to support the weight of buildings and infrastructure. Additionally, ensuring a reliable supply of fresh water, energy, and waste management services requires innovative solutions. Section 4. Life below the surface. Challenges and adaptations. While floating cities offer a glimpse of a future adapted to rising seas, life below the surface presents unique challenges. These challenges are not just technical, but also psychological and social. Underwater living requires specialized infrastructure and technology. Imagine underwater transportation systems, pressurized living spaces, and habitats designed to withstand immense water pressure. Innovative ways to grow food, such as hydroponic gardens, would be essential. These systems would need to be highly efficient and capable of operating in a submerged environment. One of the biggest challenges of underwater living is the lack of natural light. The deep ocean is a dark place, and this darkness can affect both physical and mental health. Artificial light sources would be essential for growing crops and maintaining a normal day-night cycle. Advanced LED technology could simulate sunlight, helping plants to grow and people to maintain their circadian rhythms. Additionally, access to fresh air and protection from the marine environment would be crucial for human health and well-being. Air filtration systems and airlocks would be necessary to ensure a safe and breathable atmosphere. Despite the challenges, underwater living also presents opportunities. These habitats could be designed to be self-sustaining, using renewable energy sources like tidal and wave power. The oceans are teeming with life and resources that could be sustainably harvested. Marine life offers a potential source of food, medicine, and materials. Underwater cities could become hubs for marine research, aquaculture, and tourism. These activities could drive economic growth and innovation. Fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for the ocean, these cities could serve as educational centers, offering tours and experiences that connect people with the marine environment. Section 5. Staying afloat, elevated cities and coastal defenses. In addition to floating cities, other solutions are being considered to address rising sea levels. Elevated cities involve raising existing infrastructure above projected flood levels. This could involve building on stilts, constructing artificial hills, or even relocating entire neighborhoods to higher ground. Coastal defenses such as seawalls, dikes, and breakwaters offer another line of defense against rising seas. These structures can help to reduce flooding and erosion, protecting coastal communities and infrastructure. However, these solutions come with their own set of challenges and costs. Elevated cities require significant investment and can disrupt existing communities. Coastal defenses can be expensive to build and maintain, and they may not be effective in the face of extreme sea level rise.